It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a hat rack. It's a reindeer, you nerd. We're talking Prancer. Hit it. It was 1989. The Ghostbusters fought Vigo the Carpathian. A 4,400-year-old smiling mummy was discovered, and a little girl found one of Santa's reindeer. Maybe. I'm your host, Jerry D, with another episode of Totally Rad Christmas, the podcast that talks all things Christmas in the 80s. Toys, movie specials, music, and fads. If it was gnarly during Christmas in the 80s, we got it covered. Now, joining me are two Totally Rad Christmas All-Stars and Ratty winners. My first guest is a host of North Pole Radio. It's Matt Spalding. Matt, how's it going?
Hey, it's pretty good. It's always good to be here, actually. So what am I saying pretty good for? It's better than pretty good.
It's been a while. It's really great to see you. And I can't wait to talk about this. I knew I needed to have two Santa ambassadors here with me. And so you're the first. The second is the Alamo City Santa. It's Jeremy Phelps. Jeremy, what's happening?
You're not going to ask how I know? Because I'm doing great. I just want to steal Matt's thunder. So,
well, you know, what's happening works. I'll take that. It's great to see you guys. It's been a while since we've all recorded.
Yep. Salem's Lot.
I think that was one of the last ones we did. Well, no, we did that wrestling. You were on the wrestling episode.
But both me and Matt were on Salem's Lot.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Salem's Lot together. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was back quite a while ago. I've been ridiculously slow scheduling everything this year. I just, it's one of those years. So
yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I feel that. I haven't done any recording really. So
yeah. Well, I'm excited to talk about this really depressing movie. Now, before we do, just like Carol Kane did to Bill Murray and Scrooged, I want you to hit me with the toaster. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to hit me with the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? So let's say you're making Prancer, but with Muppets. Which one character out of all the humans would you keep human? What's
her name? Cloris Leachman, because she was in the Muppet movie.
Oh, okay.
I've thought about this question already, though.
That's funny.
I was just gonna go ahead with the little girl. She's the Muppets tend to work pretty well with kid characters, so
I like that. Yeah. I like both those answers. And she's really good. She's good in this. I know Anthony from Tis a Podcast has a thing about child actors. I actually think she does quite a good job in this movie here.
Yeah.
I'll take. I guess I know your feelings, but okay. Well,
no. I just agree. I was just being non-committal at the moment.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, what would you title a Hallmark movie starring Sam Elliott's daughter? The main character, finding love, as an adult, of course.
I'm terrible with these Hallmark questions.
Yeah.
Because they're always so dumb, right? It's always a play on words that makes no sense, like prancing into my heart or something.
I've got nothing. I can't hit you with that toaster.
That's okay.
A prancer, a dancer. I'm a romancer. I don't know.
That's pretty bad, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, which 80s cartoon character is most likely to rescue Prancer? Like if Prancer was injured, which 80s cartoon character would help him out?
Papa Smurf.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I am thinking Odie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Good answer, too.
Yeah, 100% he would. He's just a nice little puppy.
Yep.
Well, that's just a way for our listeners to get to know you guys a little bit better, so thank you for that. Now, tonight, as we've kind of mentioned already, we're here to talk Prancer.
One of Santa's reindeer is missing.
Here he is.
Prancer's in the shed near my house. He's one of Santa's.
Kid, isn't playing with a full deck.
Now the kids of Three Oaks are the only ones who can save Christmas.
He's gonna fly! He's gonna fly!
Prancer, it's pure magic. Rated G. Come see Prancer fly at a theater near you.
And not to pull back the curtains too far, but we've tried to record this a few times, and just due to work and illness and various things, we finally are sitting down. It's been a while. So what do you guys remember about Prancer? Like, what's your history or experience with this movie? And we'll start with you, Matt.
You know, there was a video cassette this film in my home as a kid, but it's not one that got a lot of watch out of me growing up. It doesn't, maybe we can talk about it more, even though the main character is a kid, it just doesn't seem like a kid's Christmas movie to me.
Agreed. Yeah.
Way too depressing.
Yeah, well, it's no One Magic Christmas, but
That's right.
the most.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh,
I've heard about it. I heard kids podcast talk.
Jerry,
It's on
what-
the list, and
I was
it's
gonna say,
way
Jerry,
down
what
on
year
the
was
list.
that made?
I think it was 85.
Yeah, we gotta do that one with Jeremy. Holy moly! That's
I will definitely do it with you guys.
It's it's something else.
It's
Yeah.
something else. There's no other. Oh boy, it's a little on the depressing side. It's just so as a kid, it didn't like grab me as much, And the most recent time I watched it, I'm like, it's pretty good. I still don't see myself watching it every single year, though. Like, I appreciate it a little more now, but I still don't see myself watching it every year.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm exactly the same way. What about you, Jeremy?
Well, before September, I'd never seen this movie.
Okay.
I saw an opportunity to talk about a movie about a reindeer with another Santa, so I thought that'd be really cool because it wasn't just another Santa; it was the Santa who first got me into the entire Christmas podcast network because I listened to his show before I listened to your show. So this was just like an opportunity. I talked to Matt on Facebook a couple times, but I figured this would be a time for me to actually talk to him in real life. And now in the past 9 months, I think I've seen the movie 3 or 4 times now, prepping for each podcast that we record.
That's right.
I watched it again this afternoon. So
Yeah, I'm closer to Matt. I remember this movie. I know they showed it in school like in 1990 or 91. You know how they'll just bring out the TV on the rolling cart and you just watch a movie for like the afternoon, and the teachers.
that was always a good day at school.
Oh, it was a great day at school, but it's just the teacher trying to like catch up on grades or something, right?
Yep.
So I remember watching it. I also remember, like you said, Matt, it's not really a children's movie. I remember as a kid, just it wasn't something I was into, especially because that year we had Batman, we had Ghostbusters 2, I think it was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I mean, there was like a ton of cool, great movies.
The Little Mermaid came out around
I
the
think
same
Back to the
time.
Future 2. Yeah, The Little Mermaid. So
Christmas
this movie,
Vacation.
And so I remember this movie being really low on my watch list that year. And I have to say, revisiting it as an adult, just like you, Matt, I have a much greater appreciation for it. I mean, there's actually like some gravitas in it. The dad is thinking about giving away his daughter essentially because he just can't feed her. And so she'd be better taken care of somewhere. Like that's a tough concept for a kid to like wrap your head around.
Yeah.
And it really is moving, but at the same time, it's heavy. And I can only watch this one like every few years. That's about it. That's all that I have the emotional stamina for, I think. Released November 17th, 1989. Unfortunately, was the same weekend that The Little Mermaid and All Dogs to Go to Heaven.
Oh
came
man,
out.
that movie didn't stand a chance then.
No. The other thing was that it was done by Rafaela de Laurentiis, and she made a deal with like this production studio that owns several movie theaters to get it made, and then they ended up pulling out, and she had to find financing in other ways. And so because of that, all these theaters that it was guaranteed to open up at, it was going to be like broad release, they were kind of pulled. And so while it was still pulled pretty or marked pretty well, it didn't quite have the big grasp and the big reach that I think she was looking for. So this movie was almost like doomed to fail from the start. Unfortunate, it's really unfortunate because it is a nice looking movie. It has something about it that's like very charming, but there's also this quality of despair that I really enjoy. And then it ends on like a somewhat wistful, hopeful note. So it's all over the place for me, but I really like it. It's just, it is tough to watch.
Yeah.
Let's talk the cast really quickly, and then we'll just dive into this thing. So the little girl, the main character, Jessica, is played by Rebecca Harrell. Rebecca Harrell Tickle, I think is her married name. This is really the only thing she's known for. After that, she kind of became like an environmental activist and director, but I only know her from this, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Elliott was her dad.
And he looks so old in this.
He does.
And he's your age.
That's crazy.
He was like 45 when the movie came out. So, and
Well,
he looks older than me.
But that was
the
also the
old-timey-
80s, right?
Oh, I
Yeah, I was
know.
gonna say that's the old timey age effect, right? Like I remember watching, for example, like Hook when I was a kid and thinking Maggie Smith was an old lady then, and then Maggie Smith continued to
That
be
you
an
saw her on Downton Abbey, yeah.
yeah, and it's like, holy moly, so even though Sam Elliott looks old, he wasn't that old. He just
No.
That's that old not wearing sunblock kind of.
That's true. That's the go out and play and don't come back until the porch light comes on. But also, I just saw a meme today that J-Lo is the same age as Blanche was from Golden Girls.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You ever want to see something really crazy? Look up the ages of the cast of Cheers.
Oh yeah. I did see that one too. No, I don't buy it. I think they're all lying. They're lying to us.
I mean,
There's
George.
a meme that showed.
I was gonna say George Costanza was like younger than I am now at the beginning of Seinfeld, and
Wow.
I still don't believe that.
No, I don't believe that either. That's a vicious lie. No, but
Yeah, I saw a meme that showed how old, Red Fox was at the time, and Archie Bunker, and they were all in their like late 40s, early 50s. I'm like, they look like they're 60 or 70.
yeah. Yeah, I mean that's just how people just looked older in general. But Sam Elliott, of course, known for Roadhouse. He was in Hulk. He played, the first Thunderbolt Ross with that Eric Bana Hulk. He was in Ghost Rider, Tombstone, Parks and Rec. I remember him from Parks and Rec as well.
You're surrendering to the Earth Mother. Now stare into the fire and picture your spirit animal. Baby snow owl.
He's right.
Our spirit animals connect us to the natural world. You need to remain open to their message. Watch.
He's been in a lot of things. I like Sam Elliott. Yeah, just good, tough dude. Which is why when he plays Ron in Parks and Rec, it's so funny because he's like this crazy hippie. It's great. Cloris Leachman, she's the reclusive widow. I knew her most from Young Frankenstein. She was Frau Blucher.
Yep.
Blucher. That's right.
I am Frau Blucher.
And then, of course, Mary Tyler Moore Show. She was on that. And then she's been in like a bunch of other things. I think she was in Raising Hope.
Yep, I remember she was the grandma on that.
Yeah. Was she also in Malcolm in the Middle? Or am I making that up?
I didn't watch that one that much.
Yeah, I only saw like a few reruns.
And she was in the Muppet movie.
She was in the Muppet movie, of course. Yep.
This is a movie studio, not a zoo.
I mean, but yeah, just looking, I'm just going over her. I mean, High Anxiety, History of the World Part 1.
Yeah, she was like a Mel Brooks like cast member for a while.
Yeah.
Abe Vigoda was the vet, of course, famous from Barney Miller, Fish, and then he was in The Godfather.
Very famous from the website isAbevigodadead.com.
That's right. I was reading about that too. It was like a whole thing.
It was a whole thing for a long time. I believe it's still up, only now it says, no, is Abe Vigoda dead? Yes. And it used to say no, but now I'm going to see if it's still up. Keep talking.
Yeah, Apparently, it was like a big magazine that actually accidentally printed the late Abe Vigoda, and then he just kind of played into it, and then it was like a running gag, and he just like kept it up, which good for him. That's a good bit.
It still is there. IsAbeVigodaDead.com. Yes. February 24th, 1921 to January 6th, 2016. That's all it says on the website.
Wow.
That's amazing.
You lived a long time.
Hey, how are you? Nice to see you.
Oh, yes. Thank you, David, for having me. Yes,
What have you
I'm
been
alive.
doing?
I beg your pardon?
I say, what have you been doing?
Oh, I just finished a movie in Vancouver, Canada.
Right.
Daddy's Home. I played a 100-year-old grandfather to John Travolta.
Well, that's good.
On Sunday, I fly to Florida, Orlando, Florida. I do Superboy. I'm a guest on that one, a new TV series.
So Abe, you're anything but dead.
Thank you.
The only other person I really want to bring up is Michael Constantine, who is like the Santa in this. And of course, very famous for My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And then he did like a bunch of episodes of TV shows.
Oh, that's where I recognize him. He was the dad on that, wasn't he?
Right. He was Nia Vardalos' dad. Yeah, that's right. The Windex guy.
Yep. He was in Thinner.
Oh, that's right.
Put some Windex.
Oh, Gus, please.
Vula, this works.
So those are like the main characters. There was also Ariana, I can't think of her last name, that played her friend who was in like Jurassic Park. But I mean, that's really...
Says Johnny Galecki was in this movie.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
Yeah, he was.
Billy Quinn.
Yeah, he played. He had the scene in the beginning when they're in the classroom, and he showed up when all the kids showed up in the barn.
Oh, okay.
Can I talk about one other
go
cast
for it.
member who was uncredited but is very, very important?
Prancer?
Frank Welker.
Oh, yeah.
Did the voice effects of Prancer.
Yes,
but was
yeah,
uncredited.
Prancer, by the way, played by a pregnant female reindeer named Boo.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you've always mentioned, Matt, Santa's reindeer should technically be female because
Correct.
they do have antlers, or at least they're usually portrayed with antlers. The names, I think, some of them do reflect female. Like Vixen, to me, is more of a female name for sure.
The only way, barring magic, that Santa's reindeer could technically be male is if they're all fixed.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe they are.
There's
but
definitely. I think there's some magic involved because
I'm more inclined to
they
say
fly.
magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we know that's just magic feed corn, right?
That's
So,
true.
Let's just dive into this thing. It is an interesting movie. It's basically about 8-year-old Jessica Riggs. And it's funny because my son is 8 years old, and I'm trying to think, like, compare the two, and she's very mature for 8, but also very naive. And so there's this crazy juxtaposition that goes with her character that I really like. You know, she really is almost like a Pollyanna. If you think about it. And also I know this movie does get compared with Pollyanna because Pollyanna is like this constantly happy and hopeful character that then has a bad accident and then the town comes and like rallies around her. And so that's also very similar to this character who's also kind of hopeful and then she hurts herself and then her dad in this case kind of rallies around her. And so there's a little
the whole
bit of
town at the end of the movie too came around, sang to her, had the surprise party.
So I mean, it is kind of a Pollyanna story. But Jessica and her brother, Steve, they're being raised by their dad, John. I think their mom had just died. Was it within a year? Did I recall that correctly?
Believe so. Yeah.
And they're just down on their luck. Their apple farm is not doing well. They don't know how they're going to feed. I mean, he doesn't know how he's going to feed his kids. That's a rough position to be in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
They got apples.
Well, I mean,
feed them
butter,
applesauce.
Applesauce.
Oh, don't go stealing my, moment for later in the show.
We got apples. You can eat applesauce and apple cider and apple pie. And there's stewed apples and baked apples and dried apples. Apple butter. Heck no, we're not gonna starve.
Oh man, So yeah, his sister-in-law, Sarah, is kind of helping them out with different things, a little bit of chores and money and things like that. And the plot really gets kind of kicked off when, as they're walking home from school, Jessica and her best friend, or ex-best friend, however you want to call it, Carol, they actually see like a reindeer, one of the plastic like decoration reindeers that you see usually hung between buildings and between lamp posts in like a town square. One of those falls, and I like how she's counting the reindeer and going through the names and figures out that it's got to be Prancer.
Yep.
Because I don't know if I would have gotten that as a kid. I didn't know necessarily if that was the right order or not. So
I wouldn't have got that when the movie came out when I was 18.
that's right. Oh man, but she says it's Prancer just because of the poem, the visit from Saint Nicholas, and that kind of is like the whole theme, and so that tells us something's going to happen. John actually, her dad, actually is thinking about giving her to Sarah to take in. And I can't even imagine doing that as a parent. That's crazy.
He's going to keep his son and give his daughter away.
Yeah.
Well, his son can work on the farm, so
that's true. Yeah.
He's a ranch hand.
That's all he sees his kids as labor.
He more or less said that when she confronted him about it towards the end of the movie. He said yeah. I guess he can help, but she can't. So
I guess that's how they did it in olden times, right? I mean,
I didn't think 89 was olden time.
I didn't either, but man, maybe it is. Yeah, that's crazy. But she overhears, she kind of eavesdrops and she doesn't know the whole story. Like she doesn't realize how destitute and desperate they are at the moment. But of course, she's very upset by the news, which any child would be. I don't blame her.
Of course, yeah.
Oh man. So she and Carol, they go sledding? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they go sledding and they end up going through Cloris Leachman's yard. That was kind of like the whole cat.
They knock her flowers
down. Yeah. And this is where we're introduced to Cloris Leachman's character, Mrs. McFarland, who's this just kind of, I don't know. She looks
like a crazy witch, is what she looked like when you first see her.
Well, that is true. She does have kind of a creepy vibe. She's like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons. That one lady with all the cats.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But while they're walking home, Jessica sees like a live reindeer in the woods, and her immediate thought is it's got to be this Prancer that's fallen. And I don't know if I would have connected those two.
No.
It also had to do with the marking on the deer's face, which matched her diagram she had on her wall, where it was Prancer had a little triangle or white diamond on his face.
I still don't think I would have put that together as an 8-year-old. Good for her, because she's way more advanced than I was. I guess at 8. So good for her. But I don't know. Maybe it's because they filmed this in Michigan. We don't get reindeer around here. I mean, we don't even get deer or anything around here. The most wild animal I've seen around here is a skunk.
Nobody in the United States gets reindeer running around in the woods. That just doesn't happen. They're not native to. We're too far south.
Okay.
You'll see wild.
We get white-tailed deer. We get whitetails down here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And when me and my wife were doing some Christmas home visits last year, quite a few times we saw a bunch of deer in people's yards, and we use it as part of our storytelling. So
that's cool. You got to use what you can, right?
If we were way up in Canada, we might see some caribou, aka reindeer, but we are not.
Nope. And we definitely don't see any reindeer here in Texas. So
nope. Not even on a farm.
Right, exactly.
I've never seen one like you. You're not afraid of me.
but the reindeer runs away. He just kind of disappears, and she ends up finding his tracks later on, and follows him into the woods, right? Where she hears, I think, a gunshot.
Yep.
And so, how does she end up finding the reindeer by herself? I don't remember. I didn't get to see it again before
at this point is when she's walking, but her dad picks her up and she gets in his truck, and then they almost hit the reindeer.
And they almost hit the road.
And this is when the movie gets really dark, because after that, Dad sees that the reindeer is hurt, so he grabs his shotgun. I'm like, oh, wow.
Put it out of its misery. Wow.
It was dark earlier, but it just went way darker once he grabbed the gun to kill the deer.
Yeah, and of course, Jessica, there's like a whole scene, like real tense, of her like begging him not to, and then that's when the reindeer disappears.
He's gonna old yeller this reindeer
in front of his kid.
Oh man, that's brutal. Like it's one thing to do it to like a rabid dog or like an animal that's so hurt that it's not going to live, but like a reindeer, there's something magical about reindeer.
There is, in John's defense, like technically he has the right idea, considering he could also have the idea of let's get a vet, but for just like a an old farm guy, like the idea is, man, this thing's not going to make it. Like, let's just take care of it. So like, it's brutal and it's rough, but he doesn't necessarily have the wrong idea.
Yeah. It's no ill intentions, right?
No.
It's not ill will.
It just sucks that, his kid is there and everything,
And he also might be thinking, hey, that's some meat at least for like a couple of meals, I can feed her a little longer. So.
This is weird. I know people that have lived off of, they kind of know people that are cops and game wardens, and if somebody hits a deer and kills a deer with their car, the game warden calls and says, I got a deer that got killed by a car. Do you want it? And they go pick it up because that's food for them for the,
right. For however long. Yeah. So, that could be.
It's a lot too. Like a reindeer is a few $100 pounds. You're going to get a good amount of meat off that. So.
Just make sure you freeze it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
and according to Weird Al, it tastes just like chicken. So.
There's in Percy Jackson, one of the Percy Jackson books, they do talk about reindeer sausage. And it sounds tasty, but
having had venison, it's been a while because I've been vegetarian for so long, but having had venison, it's not comparable to chicken. I can tell you that much.
It's real gamey. It's real tough too. It's like you have to add a lot of fat to it.
Yep.
Are you telling me Weird Al doesn't know what he's talking about? Come on now.
Well, he's vegetarian. He's
this is the night Santa.
Too,
okay. So I guess it all tastes like chicken.
So yeah, it could. My grandma used to, because my uncles would hunt back in the day, and my grandma would make venison tamales sometimes. And I remember her having to add like a lot of bacon fat, I think she would use, and sometimes she would use lard.
It's just whatever popular. People do eat it as steak, but it's also really popular to grind it up and turn it into ground meat or stew meat. So
yeah. So she has a dream of the plastic reindeer falling again.
Yes. Yep.
And then this is where she goes to her barn.
One of those jerks awake dreams, and then she hears a noise and goes to the barn. Yep.
I think the trope is called like a catapult dream, because you like catapult, I've never had a dream quite like that. I've had some dreams where I've woken up suddenly, but I don't think I've ever like jerked up in like
I had
the
a dream
stereotypical.
This is slightly off. I had a dream in college. My first year, we had bunk beds, right? And our desk was below the bed, so it was up.
Okay.
And
like a loft bed.
And it was like the day before I was gonna go home for vacation of some sort, Christmas or spring or whatever.
Yeah.
And like my roommate was already gone, and we lived in a suite with 4 other bedrooms and a common area, right?
Oh, cool.
It wasn't like a typical, just like a hallway.
Right.
And this is all important because I had a dream. I woke up. I could have sworn I woke up from this dream that there were ants everywhere, like some sort of crazy ant
Oh, no.
infestation. And I jumped out of this bed. And it's important to note I was not wearing any pajamas or anything. I jumped out of bed, out of the bunk bed, hit the floor, threw open my bedroom door, ran out into the common area, and then realized, dang, that was a nightmare I was having. There's no ants in there.
I probably should go put some clothes on now.
Yep, that was exactly it was. So I have had not like the stereotypical sit-up dream, but it was like a launch myself directly out of bed dream.
Oh man!
Yeah, see, I thought you were going to say you hit the ceiling when you sat.
So
up
did
or
I.
something.
That's what I thought we were going for. Yeah,
it was like I kind of just swung my legs over, hit the floor, and was running out the door because it was like, unbelievable amounts of ants in this. I'll never forget that as long as I live. It was just so vivid. And then I had that moment of just being naked in the middle and just going, wait a minute, there's no ants anywhere. I had a nightmare.
That's a way better ending than I thought it was. So
that's a Ratty Award-winning moment right
that's
there.
That's right. I know. Yeah, I'm gonna make. I don't know how, but that's gonna be nominated.
Most embarrassing story or something.
So she hears a noise and she investigates, and it turns out that the reindeer is inside the barn with the other animals.
Mm-hmm.
And so she moves him because she's afraid that her dad's going to see him and then try to kill him again. So she moves him to the shed. And this is where she really believes, like you said, because of all the stuff, that it's the real Prancer and that she has to help get him back to health so that he can rejoin Santa's sleigh, in time for Christmas.
Yep.
And she calls the vet.
Young Betty, I was up half the night with a pregnant cow and a crazy horse. I'm tired. My hand hurts. I've got a sick wife to tend to. I can't help you.
But I tell you, he's one of Santa's.
Then call Santa and let go of my car.
Probably couldn't help him anyways. Doctors are just liars. They never make anyone better.
She calls
Dakota.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Dr. Fish. No, Dr. Benton.
But she lures them out of the barn using cookies, kind of like Elliot lured E.T. with the Reese's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Good point.
And it was the sugar cookies, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like Christmas sugar cookies.
Oh, man.
They were sparkly because when the light hit them, they kind of gleamed like stars.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know if that's probably the best food for reindeer, but assuming that he's a magical reindeer, then I guess it's okay.
If you're a magical reindeer, you probably eat some of those on Christmas Eve anyways, so.
Yeah. Or candy canes or.
Yep.
Although we always leave carrots out for the reindeer over here.
Which I hear is not good for reindeer, so.
Is it really?
No.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay.
You know where that comes from?
Where?
St. Nicholas, Santa Claus rides a horse, right? And horses can eat carrots. But when Dutch children came over here and they started leaving out carrot, and just because the two animals have hooves, people were like, oh, they can have carrots too. But reindeer can't really have carrots. Reindeer mostly eat lichen, but they also like apples, a little bit of apple, oatmeal with raisins in it, dry oatmeal with raisins.
Oh,
like that quite a bit.
So maybe oatmeal raisin cookies would have been better.
Yeah. Although apparently Prancer liked the sugar cookies. Well,
yeah, they did it for him. I mean, I get it. Yeah.
Animals like sugar, man. Like human beings are animals too, and we like sugar.
We love sugar. Man, I'll tell you.
Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, especially around Christmas time. So she calls a vet. He goes to see him. First he kind of refuses a little, right? And eventually he
gives in.
He gives in,
thinking if he's going to treat a cow.
Right. And it's no, sorry, it's not a cow.
I guess technically it was a cow because that's what you call a female reindeer.
Wow, I'm learning all about reindeer this time.
Yeah, they're not bucks and does like in Rudolph. They're bulls
they're bulls
and cows.
Yeah.
Wow,
And calves.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's super cool. So she's what? She tells we eventually she gets to the mall Santa and she tells him that she has Prancer at her
She
house.
brings him the Polaroid and the letter.
I'm sorry, I don't have any time for chit chat. I know you're not the real Santa.
Whoa, of course I am.
But can you get this letter to him?
Why don't you just put a stamp on it and drop it in the mailbox?
It's too late for that. Please believe me, this is a matter of utmost importance. Prancer's in the shed near my house. I plan to take him to Antler Ridge on December 23rd midnight.
All that's in the letter?
Here's a picture of him. That way Santa will know you're telling the truth.
But she knows
he's not the worst looking mall Santa, but I've seen better Santas.
Well, there's a lot.
I can think of two, that are on your
80s.
screen right now that are better looking Santas.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true, actually.
But we have much more expensive beards than he did. So,
yeah, I will say the quality of 80s Santa beards, not excluding people like David Huddleston from Santa Claus the movie, in general, quality of 80s Santa's beards were not great.
Well, there's a whole reason for that, but that would take us too long to discuss. That would be a whole other topic of why that happened. And
that sounds like an episode of North Pole Radio.
Yeah,
it should be.
Yeah,
if I ever get back to recording it,
I'd listen for sure.
Come on it.
But but she tells him to hey, we have Prancer, you got to get him back to Santa, and he takes it upon himself. I guess he's moved by the story. He goes to take it to his friend at the paper.
Yeah, but I don't he's moved by it and everything. I still don't 100% understand this stranger girl that I don't know came to me at the mall and I am going to go share personal details about her with the newspaper.
So the whole town knows.
He doxed her. Yeah, that is strange that he does that. I really don't know what his main goal was. Was it just a publicity stunt? Does he think he's gonna get paid more or paid for the story?
I don't know. I guess he thinks it's just some sort of feel good story to print, but that still doesn't. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Well,
small town newspaper, I guess.
I guess. Something. Yeah, I don't know either, but I know that it kind of also makes her hate her best friend because she thinks her best friend told.
Yep.
Later on, she thinks her best friend Carol ratted her out.
Because Carol comes and sees Prancer in person, right?
Right. Her
with
brother
Johnny
also
Galecki.
Exactly. Yep. No Sheldon, sorry.
No.
But
2 Christmas movies in 1 year.
That's true, technically.
Yeah.
That and Christmas Vacation. Yeah,
Yep.
good for him.
Yep.
But Steve also finds it. She makes him promise not to tell as well.
Yep.
Eventually, stuff happens, and she ends up apologizing also to Mrs. McFarland for knocking down her flowers because she needs money for food for this reindeer.
She's got to buy a bag of oats. She's got to buy actual food for.
Right. She's been stealing from Dad.
She's been taking from Dad's feed, and that's bad. So,
money's tight.
So she's trying to raise money, so she goes to replant. She ends up befriending this nice old lady.
Mm-hmm.
She pays her to clean a room in her house. Is that right?
She starts cleaning. Yep.
Yeah.
It takes her all day to clean this room.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a
hoarder.
That was awful. Can you imagine if it was like the Grey Gardens house that she had to go in and clean? That would have been terrible. But anyway, so they end up becoming friends. And while that's happening, we also get the newspaper running this story. And I like how the local pastor is so inspired with this that he just kind of outs her in front of everybody. And
he just reads it in his sermon.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know if your dad knows or anybody else, but you know what? We're gonna put you on blast here. So
Dad didn't go to church. He stayed home.
Yeah. Well, luckily for her.
Yeah.
But
he figured it out at the same time. So
right, because he's at home and he doesn't read the article, but the deer is out of the barn and all the other
playing
animals.
hide and seek with him.
Yeah.
This deer was a little precocious, I thought, for sure. But anyway, so she's mad at Carol. She sees the article in the newspaper. Eventually, shenanigans ensue, and Prancer gets inside the house and like causes a little mess as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to have that. I mean, I think that's like part of every animal story, right?
It was a little combination of Christmas Story with the dogs and Jingle All the Way with the reindeer running loose in Ted's house.
Yeah. Yep. Good point.
Anyway, so Prancer gets in the house. He kind of makes a big mess, and all the townspeople hearing this story and hearing the sermon want to go see this reindeer.
Yeah.
And I like how he's going to shoot the reindeer again.
Yeah, he just pulls out his gun a second time and is like, if you people don't get out of here, I'm going to shoot this reindeer. And then
like, no, this guy is very, very angry at his lot in life right now. And so he's just really grumpy. But the local butcher offers to buy Prancer.
Oof. Yeah.
Which at first, when I first heard this, I remember that as a kid hearing this and thinking, oh God, they are going to make like reindeer stew or reindeer sausage or something. But no, he just wants to use it because he also sells Christmas trees. And so he's
the local
like
butcher is also the Christmas tree dealer. That's kind of weird.
Hey, you got to whatever side hustles you can get, right?
Got to make ends meet.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's going to use it as like a mascot, like a sales tactic. And I guess it works. But Jessica runs away to try to like rescue him.
Well, yeah, because the butcher's got him.
She doesn't realize
he's only gonna have to sell Christmas trees for another couple weeks.
I mean, not even that, just a couple days, because it was a full moon from the whole time they were Christmas. Every night was a full moon, and Christmas was a full moon, so they had to hurry.
That's true.
Yeah, because after that, I mean, he's probably going to sell him off, or
pound
pieces.
by pound.
Yeah, exactly. Sell him off in pieces. So she's afraid he's going to kill him. She goes to rescue him, and her brother ends up tagging along.
I like that. I like how they joined together, and her brother wasn't such a jerk after all. So,
I mean, he's got that older brother, responsible, dad's counting on me to make ends meet kind of thing. But also he also has the older brother. Look, this is my little sister who's sweet and
need to take care of her.
I gotta protect her vibe. So, he's got both those chips on his shoulder, and I just felt bad for that kid, because if his sister was sent away, he's basically there just as the work. And it's just it just wasn't a good situation. But anyway, he says he loves her, and he goes to help rescue Prancer. And like, she thinks they can just break the lock and he'd fly away, essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why she climbs on top of the cage.
Yeah, she peels open the chicken wire, hoping he'd just jump, 10 feet in the air and fly out of there, but didn't happen.
No. So she gets up, like you said, and then she falls and like hits her head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she was hanging on a tree branch.
I remember when I saw that as a kid being like, oh my gosh, like that. It was very much like when Turbo falls in Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, when he takes that spill down the steps, like that same kind of vibe. It was like, ooh, she took that fall hard. But she must have, because, she's basically in her bed for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently she went to the hospital too, but they cut that part out.
That's all unseen.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So her dad reads her, what is it? Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
And
she read to Prancer earlier in the movie.
Right. So it's a little throwback. I did forget to mention that. So thank you. But he kind of tells her like, hey, look, times are tight. And I know I was talking about giving you away, but I think that would be the worst thing for me to do. And so he ends up saying like she's gonna stay with him, and
he's like, I can lose this farm, but I can't lose you.
But I can't lose you. And a lot of that was also because of that nasty spill she took.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
changes perspective.
Yeah, I was gonna say it puts things into perspective, and unfortunately, that's life sometimes. But he suggests that they take the reindeer to what is it called? Antler Ridge.
Antler Ridge.
Yeah. Antler Ridge. Yeah,
that's a cool name for like a little cliff there. Antler Ridge.
Kind of convenient.
Yeah, a little on the nose for the story writer, but I get it. He thinks that's like the perfect place for Santa to pick him up. And I like how they let him go and then they go follow him. And this whole ending, the director said, is he wanted it to be more ambiguous, but the studio made him put a little bit more of a close on it.
Mm-hmm.
And but you kind of hear sleigh bells and you see the tracks go to the edge and you can kind of
he
see
disappears.
him fly up and join with this shooting star kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have preferred if they didn't end it that way, just left it ambiguous, but
Well, that's what John D. Hancock wanted to do, and he has gone on record as saying that was in Jessica's head. So I don't think the optimist in me would prefer to see that it really did happen, and Prancer, it really was Prancer, and he really did rejoin Santa's reindeer, but no, he purposely left it a little ambiguous, not as much as he wanted, but he did say that that's all in her head.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He just disappeared.
He couldn't have jumped and lived.
Maybe he flew. This would be a good place for Santa to come and get him.
The moon is full.
And it is Christmas Eve. Listen. Maybe he'll hear his bells.
I hear them. I hear them, Daddy. I do.
I'm not gonna go with it. Hashtag not my Prancer. So
because it kind of reminded me of the way I thought about the ending of the movie Christmas Story, the Scandinavian origin of Santa, where you're wondering, was he really Santa at the end? And they hit you at the very end. Oh yeah, he's the big guy. I would have preferred, that one to leave you kind of hanging too. But
I don't know. I like that one a lot, and I like the way that one ends.
Or like Miracle on 34th Street, where he's just like a nice old man, but then is he? With the cane at the end. So
his cane by the fireplace, yeah.
Exactly. I think they're trying to open up the possibility, and so Hancock was kind of forced to do that with this movie. But for me, I tend to believe that it really was Prancer, and he really did rejoin Santa's crew. I just think that makes me happy at this point in my life. After this year.
Especially at that point in the story, too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because that's the thing. Like, we don't get any closure with any of the main characters. We don't know what happens with their farm. It's not like we don't know if their farm is saved or
nope.
If they make it, if the dad has to go into a whole new line of work. And I mean, hopefully they all live.
If the reindeer wasn't one of Santa's, that means he probably died, or she died when she fell off the cliff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just a little more bleak than I'd care to be in 2025. I do have a question though. If you guys could be like a character in this movie, which one would you want to be?
I should have thought about this one. You always ask this question.
I don't know, because this is
truthfully, I wouldn't want to be in this.
I was gonna say all of these characters kind of.
Actually, let's do this instead. If you found one of Santa's reindeers, which reindeer would you want to find?
Well, I want to find Rudolph.
Yeah, I mean that's the answer, right?
Well, I'll go with, because I love the Santa Claus. I want Comet.
Comet, that's a good one too. Yeah,
not the annoying one from Santa Claus 2. The
no.
one, I don't. Not that one. I don't want to ever see that one again. But
Chet,
Comet from the first, Chet. Comet from the first movie, not the second movie, because Comet wasn't that good in the second movie either. And I won't talk about the third.
Yeah,
in Santa Claus, the movie, wasn't it Donner and Blitzen that were like his special? Yeah, so
I've only seen it like once.
If I couldn't do Rudolph, I'd want it to be like either Donner or Blitzen, I think. But I definitely have no place to hide him here except maybe the garage, and then poor reindeer. Yeah. That'd be bad. What would you guys say is your happiest like memory or moment with this movie?
Well, when I first took notes like 9 months ago, I was thinking it was when, Prancer did his rampage through the house. But watching it again today, it was that moment in the church when everybody was singing and they had their candles in the hand. Mrs. McFarlane had nothing, and the little kid just handed her his candle. I got a little misty-eyed multiple times watching it. Like when I watched it before, and again today, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's my happiest moment.
Yeah.
Because for some reason that tugged at my heartstrings.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I really like when she has the decorations, helps the old lady, Mrs. Yeah, that's probably my favorite part. Like,
yeah,
it's just the most, man, it really kind of is the most joyful part of the movie.
That's just true. That's very true.
She's just a side character and a side plot too.
I know that's pretty bad when your Christmas movie, like that's the that's the best. I think for me it would be when Sam Elliott's like comforting her at the end and he's like holding her and he's telling her all these nice things and maybe he'd rejoin Santa's sleigh. Maybe this happened and maybe he did fly away. Because he goes from being like this hyper pessimistic,
angry, cynical,
curmudgeon almost essentially. Yeah. To
pick your adjective.
yeah. Well, you're right. But essentially he goes to try to cheer her up. And it's like, wow, that guy has like a real arc in this movie. So
yeah.
But now we come to my favorite part of the show, which is a little segment I call Gag Me with the Spoon, where we do our best impression of our least favorite part of the movie. As a guest, I'll let you go first, just kind of set up the scene for us. Jeremy, do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay. My favorite or my Gag Me moment is beginning of the movie when she asked Dad if they're going to starve. And he's like, we got apples. We're going to eat applesauce and apple cider and apple pie and the stewed apple and baked apples and dried apples, apple butter. Kind of reminded me of Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
At the shrimp.
Yep. Apple kebabs.
Yeah.
Apple cocktail.
I'm gonna be totally honest and be like, I haven't seen this movie recently enough to think of what my least favorite part might be to have an impression for it. I've been going off. I didn't do my homework the way Jeremy did, where I rewatched it 4 times.
Honestly, I didn't either. It's okay.
I guess I've got OCD. That's all.
Luckily,
you're just more prepared than I am.
and I take notes for every time I'm on the show. I write down stuff about whatever I'm watching so that I have these moments.
I just have this line because I had it from when we were first going to record way back in September. I also did not rewatch this just because I didn't have time. But this is Steve, and I don't even remember where this is from, but he says, why don't you go there on Christmas Eve and find out? They'll show you magic. I was like, okay. I don't even know what part that's from.
I don't remember that either, and I watched it today.
I meant to rewatch it before this, and I just didn't get to. So, listeners, I'm sorry.
Same. I meant to, and I just didn't. It's been a weird week at my job, and that kind of messed everything up. So
yeah, these last 2 weeks at my work has been. I can't go into it. Just in case anyone's listening, but
sure,
it's been stressful. But G.I. Joe taught us that knowing is half the battle. What do you guys think is the other half?
If knowing is half the battle, the other half is singing loudly, not necessarily well for all to hear, because that girl sang and she was loud and not pleasant.
She had a set of pipes on her, that's for sure.
Her school teacher could hear from across the church and look right at her and smile.
If knowing is half the battle, the other half is whipping out your shotgun to solve the most minor inconvenience.
That too.
That's classic. Yeah. That solves every issue. Those are both better than mine. I thought if no one's half the battle, the other half is just making sure animals don't jump off cliffs unless you're sure they can fly. Guys, this has been fun. What do you want to plug? What do you got coming up?
I've got nothing coming up at the moment.
As always, if you're looking for, you want to watch some wrestling in San Antonio, follow Catch the Wave, baby. You can see the actions of J-Wave. As we're getting closer to the holiday season, AlamoCitySanta.com and Instagram, Facebook, and a little bit on YouTube. And I'm also working on a little business venture that's going to be Christmas related. It's in the very early stages. I'll want to talk to you guys more about it in the future. But right now, I'm hoping to have something before Christmas in July is over, but we'll see because we're recording on Leon Day. So happy late Leon Day to everybody listening whenever you catch this. But
that's right. Yep. Happy half Christmas a few weeks ago, but at this point.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And also make sure you check out Green Mountain Santa.
Yep. You can check me out on all the things. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Green Mountain Santa.
Yep. Snag both of those guys up.
That's about all I've got going on right now.
That's okay. I've seen.
I always plug that no matter what time of year it is because I always want people to book me. So until I'm fully booked, which I'm not yet. So
and your costumes, guys, are fantastic, like high quality.
I don't use the word
like,
costume. I call it a suit, but yeah, thank you.
Well, you're right.
I got a whole new wardrobe this year, so I'm very excited.
That's cool.
Sold off a couple things and got a few brand new things. So
nice.
I'm very excited.
I didn't buy any new gear this year, but I bought a brand new suit and matching dress for my wife for last season. So custom made. So
yeah. Well, it's all good stuff. Guys, thanks again for this. This was fun.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy coming every time. Can't wait till the next time I'm here.
And don't forget to not, take out your shotgun to solve every problem. But
sing if you gotta solve a problem.
Right. Just
sing to solve a problem.
That's right. I like that. And on that note, I'll end it with, I wish I could keep you just for my own pet. I'll always remember you, Prancer. I love you. Thanks, Prancer, for checking us out on our social media pages, which you can find at linktree.com/totallyradchristmas. And if you're feeling like Jessica hearing Santa's sleigh bells, leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us reach more people and spread some rad holiday cheer. Now, don't forget to check out our merch shop on tpublic.com and our super dope website, totallyradchristmas.com. Goodbye, Prancer. Goodbye. Remember me. Later, dudes.
Prancer, goodbye. Remember me?